Flexible working hours encourages employees' loyalty to the company.
The noun loyalty means the feelings of support or duty towards someone or something.
Which word is associated with the topic computer? Download. The word associated with the topic computer is download. The verb download is the act or process of copying programs or information into a computer's memory.
Thanksgiving is celebrated in the U.S. on the fourth Thursday in November.
For many Americans, it is the most important holiday besides Christmas. Schools, offices, and most businesses close for Thanksgiving, and many people make the whole weekend a vacation.
In the United States, Thanksgiving is on the fourth Thursday in November. Thanksgiving is celebrated in the U.S. on the fourth Thursday in November.
In Japan, for example, young people spend an average of 2.5 hours watching TV or playing computer games every day. This is a dramatic change from 100 years ago. Then, Japanese young people often spent time doing origami, a special kind of art with paper, or practicing calligraphy, a special kind of artistic handwriting. It was also traditional for the whole family to get together every evening to talk and have tea. What is origami? A kind of art with paper. Origami is a kind of art with paper. Japanese young people often spend time doing origami, a special kind of art with paper.
One of the most difficult questions to answer is how much a job is worth.
We naturally expect that a doctor's salary will be higher than a bus conductor's wage.
But the question becomes much more difficult to answer when we compare, say, a miner with an engineer or an unskilled man working on an oil rig in the North Sea with a teacher in a secondary school. What the doctor, engineer, and teacher have is many years of training in order to obtain the necessary qualifications for their professions. We feel instinctively that these skills and these years, when they were studying instead of earning money, should be rewarded. A professional man, such as a doctor, should be well paid because he has spent several years learning how to do his job. What the doctor, engineer, and teacher have is many years of training in order to obtain the necessary qualifications for their professions. Malnutrition is a disorder resulting from too little or too much food, food lacking in the proper nutrients, or food that cannot be digested by the body.
There are a number of types of malnutrition.
If the body is particularly low in calories, a condition called marasmus results. It is called kwashiorkor if the diet is low in protein.
What is marasmus? A lack of calories.
Marasmus is a lack of calories. Marasmus means a lack of calories.
Marasmus is a calorie deficiency.
The term marasmus refers to a lack of calories.
Low-calorie intake is referred to as marasmus.
If the body is particularly low in calories, a condition called marasmus results.
There's been an obvious improvement in your English since you arrived. We use the noun improvement to imply making something better. The term improvement denotes the act of improving something. We use the noun improvement to mean making something better. The noun improvement refers to the act of making something better. The noun improvement denotes the process of making something better. The noun improvement denotes the process of improving something. The noun improvement refers to the process of making something better.
Potatoes can provide 1/3 of our daily requirement of vitamin C. We use the noun requirement to imply something that you must do or something you need. The noun requirement refers to something that you must do or something that you require.
Broadcasting companies are putting their primetime shows directly on the internet, and movie rental stores are converting their DVD collections to digital libraries. The verb convert means changing in form or character.
Malnutrition can be caused by a low intake of specific nutrients. For example, a lack of vitamin C can cause scurvy, a lack of vitamin B12, copper, or iron can cause anemia.
A lack of iron can cause anemia.
A lack of vitamin B12, copper, or iron can cause anemia.
Lack of a certain nutrient can result in malnutrition. For example, a lack of vitamin C can cause scurvy, a lack of vitamin B12, copper, or iron can cause anemia. Malnutrition can be caused by a lack of certain nutrients. For example, a lack of vitamin C can cause scurvy, a lack of vitamin B12, copper, or iron can cause anemia. Being a high achiever can be a great thing. Overachievement, however, can be unhealthy and contribute to stress, poor relationships, and fear. The noun overachievement means an excessive or unusually high level of achievement.
He is very adventurous. He is not afraid of taking risks. We use the adjective adventurous to imply somebody who is willing to try new or difficult things.
I booked my holiday through my local travel agent. The compound noun travel agent refers to a person or company that arranges tickets, hotel rooms, etc. for people going on holiday or making a journey.
Over the past 600 years, English has grown from a language of few speakers to become the dominant language of international communication. English as we know it today emerged around 1350, after having incorporated many elements of French that were introduced following the Norman invasion of 1066. However, during the course of the next 2 centuries, English began to spread around the globe as a result of exploration, trade, including the slave trade, colonization, and missionary work. Thus, small enclaves of English speakers became established and grew in various parts of the world. As these communities developed, English gradually became the primary language of international business, banking, and diplomacy. What is the main idea of the passage? The development of English. The passage mentioned how English was developed. The other options are too specific.
This task is a follow-up to the first one, and you're expected to finish it as soon as possible. The noun follow-up is a further action connected with something that happened before.
They're digging a new swimming pool in the park. The compound noun swimming pool is a structure that has been built and filled with water for people to swim in. Prevent a heart attack by eating properly and getting enough exercise. The compound noun heart attack is a serious medical condition in which the heart does not get enough blood, causing great pain and often leading to death. The Taj Mahal is definitely worth more than a single visit. As it is built with white marble stones, its character changes in different lights. It looks more beautiful at sunrise and sunset. At sunset, for example, the color of the Taj Mahal changes from white to yellow, then to pink. As the moon rises, it turns a silvery white. To show respect to the Taj Mahal, tourists are asked to take off their shoes during their visit. It can be inferred from the passage that the writer thinks highly of the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is definitely worth more than a single visit.
The 4 main areas that determine your carbon footprint are electricity usage, oil or natural gas usage, car mileage, and airplane trips. The noun footprint implies the effect that a person's or organization's activities have on the environment. Your carbon footprint is primarily determined by 4 factors: electricity use, oil or natural gas use, vehicle mileage, and air travel.
This experienced tennis player has won many championships. The adjective experienced means having skill or knowledge because you have done something many times.
This experienced tennis player has won numerous championships. The adjective experienced suggests that you have skill or knowledge because you have done something lots of times.
Which prefix makes a where negative? Un. The prefix that makes a where negative is un. The adjective unaware means not understanding or realizing something. The adjective unaware refers to a lack of understanding or realization of something. The adjective unaware tends to refer to not understanding or realizing something.
Nations which cannot produce its own energy will face an insecure future. The adjective insecure describes something that is not safe or not protected.
Nations that cannot produce their own energy will face an insecure future. The adjective insecure describes something that is not safe or protected.
While still in high school, Jean met a young man named Charles Chuck Hawley at a dance in Alamo, and they were quite taken with each other. Over the next few years, their love for each other blossomed, and they were married on February 24, 1953, while Jean was still in school. At the time, Chuck was serving his country in the military and had come home on leave to marry his sweetheart. Jean's husband was a soldier. At the time, Chuck was serving his country in the military.
The body language people use often communicates more about their feelings than the words they are saying. We use body movements, hand gestures, facial expressions, and changes in our voice to communicate with each other. Although some body language is universal, many gestures are culturally specific. It is inferred from the passage that body language may have different meanings in different countries. Although some body language is universal, many gestures are culturally specific. Jean spent her first few years in Hooper, and her family moved to Otsego early in her life. She was only 10 when her father died unexpectedly, leaving her mother to raise and support their family alone. Her mother soon went to work outside the home to provide for the family, and Jean, being one of the oldest, had to help care for her younger siblings. Before Jean's father passed away, her mother used to be a housewife. Her father died unexpectedly, leaving her mother to raise and support their family alone.
Europa is the smallest of Jupiter's four largest moons and the second moon out from Jupiter. Until 1979, it was just another astronomy textbook statistic. Then came the close-up images obtained by the exploratory spacecraft Voyager 2, and within days, Europa was transformed into one of the solar system's most intriguing worlds. It can be inferred from the passage that prior to 1979, astronomy textbooks did not emphasize Europa because little information was available. Until 1979, it was just another astronomy textbook statistic. Then came the close-up images obtained by the exploratory spacecraft Voyager 2, and within days, Europa was transformed into one of the solar system's most intriguing worlds. I appreciate your attention.